Well, hey there. Welcome to Prog Monster and the Friday Night Live experience. It's going to come out a little bit late tonight. It's been that way most of the week because I've had too many things going on. But never, what is the saying? Better late than never? Well, that's what's going to have to be. Anyways, again, welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, heavy metal, and other forms of rock music. And tonight, it's like I said, it's Friday Night Live experience. So we're doing a live venue tonight. It'll be a live concert. I was going to do an album, but I chose, for some reason, at the last minute, I was watching this concert. I've seen this concert many times, but I was watching it the other day and was blown away by how good the musicianship was on this concert. So anyways, let's get it underway. So this is Jethro Tull from live at the Capitol Center in 1977 on the Songs from the Wood tour. In case you are not quite sure what that is, I will see if I can find the Songs from the Wood. There it is. Getting it in. Oh, might be difficult. Oh, here it is. So this is the tour they were doing for the Songs for the Wood, and it features in concert David Palmer, or D. Palmer, David at that time, D later. Okay, Ian Anderson on vocals, flute, guitar, and tambourine, and a few odds and end noises, and lots of jokes. Okay, Martin Barr on guitar, and this guy is just top shelf, off the charts in this concert. John Glasscock, who I've always been very impressed with, but he's much more impressive when you see him live because he's so fast on that bass, man. And of course Barrymore Barlow, who I really like quite a bit. And so, anyways, those are the players for tonight in the concert, and we have, like I said, it's live from the Capitol Center, 1977. It doesn't actually give a specific date, but if you were to punch it in under Jethro Tull live at the Capitol Center, it should pop up immediately. Okay, it starts with Ian Anderson with his tuxedo, funny looking, I don't even call that, it's like a tie almost, but it's a tie on anyways, and his round red top hat that he likes to wear. And he introduces Martin Barr. Of course, right at the beginning, they do a little bit of an intro part. And then they start with Skating Away on Thin Ice of the New Day, with the keyboards and the bass being very dominant in this song, I think. Fantastic song. I love this song. The thing about Jethro Tull, and this song is the epitome of it, is that you start out with a song, you listen to it doesn't really do too much to you, but over time these songs grow on you, and they grow more on you and more on you, and pretty soon you're among your favorite songs, right? I'm just going to move this slightly because I'm feeling a little crooked. I don't know why. So anyways, next is after they did that song, they jump into Jack and the Green, which starts out with that little keyboard part at the beginning. Of course, Ian Anderson's joking, as he always is, and then he starts with the acoustic guitar. Really, really clear sounding, really good. I love this song as well. It's one of the tracks on Songs from the Wood, of which there is no bad track on this album. I have no track on this album that sometimes if I don't like a track, I feel kind of guilty. I don't want to skip over it because I like the album, so I'll just play it anyways, but there isn't anything like that on this album. This is a top 10 album for me. Anyways, the next song they start with is Thick as a Brick. This is a great song in concert. Everybody is like playing off the scale here. And during the whole song, it starts out with a joke like, for those of you who showed up, it's now time for... And then he goes into his whole lot of brick, and he does that little whole lot of love guitar part right at the beginning, and then they kick into Thick as a Brick. The bass is like full force on this, as well as Martin giving like huge guitar solos. Ian also giving his huge flute solo. He does his. Then they jump into songs from The Wood, where this song I love because the harmonies are really great, and then the bass and the drums are really great. And they mix in well with like all of them, like the bass, the drums, and the guitar all mixed, blending very well there. And there's some great theatrics on this song as well. And then they jump back into Thick as a Brick. But before they do that, they do an interplay between the bass, drum, guitar, which I already said. And then Barlow does a drum solo, and his double bass rolls on this are fantastic, man. The guy's just got lightning fast feet. And then there's the solo by Martin Barre, and then followed by the solo by Ian Anderson. And Ian Anderson, man, that guy is off the charts on that flute, I tell you. Like, he can do things with that flute. I find it amazing. And of course, he's always at his best when he's joking around and making English humor puns and Monty Python type things. Okay, so as soon as that's done, Barrymore, like, they take like this 15-minute break, and Barrymore comes back on with his kilts and his jester's hat, and he's flicking his groin at the crowd with that metal thing, flipping around and rattling that in his thing he had in his hand. And then, of course, when Ian Anderson come back, he starts with the English humor again. It's hilarious. I just love it. Like, you get a lot of that with this group. Then they go into Velvet Green, which is another great track. It starts out with this like nice keyboard part and Ian's acoustics, similar to Jack in the Green, but more so, you know. Then they go into probably my favorite Tull song on that particular album, Songs from the Wood, which is Hunting Girl. It's a heavy song with lots of really good guitar riffing on it, I think. Then they go to Too Old to Rock and Roll and Too Young to Die. This is another great vocalization by Anderson, who has a really, I like his voice quite a bit. It's really different, and I enjoy, like, you know, singing the songs that he sings. Just really enjoy it. And then Palmer does a little bit of a sax solo on this as well, which is good. Minstrel in the Gallery is next, and I think this may be Jethro Tull's best song. It's not necessarily my favorite. It's not my favorite song by them, but on this particular concert it would be my favorite because the other one wasn't played. But just like off the charts soloing on this, it's fantastic. You know, just they're so good at soloing and blending together at the same time. Then they jump into Cross-Eyed Mary, which is, of course, a very heavy song. And, you know, from the Aqualung album, fantastic. And then, of course, they do Aqualung, which is probably the most overplayed song by them. Not super overplayed, but I never really liked this tune. Not from the beginning when I first heard them. Part of the reason it took me a while to get into Tull, but because I had this song in my head. But it's not a bad track. It's not one of my favorites, that's for certain. And then they go to the next song, which is Wind Up, and Martin Barre starts this with a really heavy riff. It's like fantastic. I played the riff over like 3 times. And they do the song Wind Up from this album, which is probably my favorite on that particular album. I don't know, I like the kind of spoken part where he sings the lyrics really slow and spoken, and then they jump into the fast part and he does the same lyrics all over again. It's really neat. I kind of like that a lot. And then they end with Locomotive Breath. The intro done by Palmer, of course, with the piano part, and then they jump right into Locomotive Breath, which is probably one of their more well-known tunes as well. So they give us a like a good range. Like pretty much they did a lot of the tracks from Songs from the Wood, a fair number from Aqualung. They did The Thick as a Brick as well, and then a sprinkling of other songs from different albums. The only one that I kind of missed them, well, there's two that they didn't play that. Well, one of them is my personal favorite. The other one I really like quite a bit, and that's Bungle in the Jungle. I was kind of surprised they didn't play that, and they didn't play Life is a Long Song, which is my favorite. But other than that, I thought everybody was off the scale on their instrument. Barrymore Barlow gave a nice drum solo, almost mid, right around the same, like between the Thick as a Brick 1 and Thick as a Brick 2, with the Songs from the Wood in the middle. Yeah, great solo. And actually, they all did. I think Ian Anderson's flute playing was the best I've seen it. Okay, so there you have it. This is the Live at the Capitol Center with Jethro Tull, featuring once again, David Palmer, Ian Anderson, Martin Barr, John Glasscock, and Barrymore Barlow. And of course, this is before David Palmer became D. Palmer. But anyways, just really good, solid concert. Everybody was playing at their maximum best, I thought. And the humor is really good. They're one of the funniest groups to watch, I think. They got that English satire going all the time. It's really, really quite funny. So, if you haven't seen this concert, and you like Tull, this is a concert to see. I think it may be their best that I've seen. It's the one I enjoy the most. I always go back to it. So, if you haven't seen it, give it a look through and see it. You'll know right away if you're on the right one, because he always wears that red top hat, the round top hat, and the red vest. So there you have it. Jethro Tull, live from the Capitol Center, 1977, on Friday Night Live Experience. And if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Give me comments. If you have anything to say, let me know. Or if there's something I missed, or maybe something I got. There's a couple of areas in that concert I wasn't quite sure what was happening for a few minutes, so I may have misinterpreted. So if you have anything to say, or if you notice anything, let me know. And I hope, again, I hope you enjoyed it. And all these things you do, subscribing, liking, making comments, make this whole effort worth it for me. This is my joy. So you have a good evening, and we'll see you soon. Prog Monster out.